Hello all, again welcome to the very interesting lecture. So in the last lecture we have understood about the theory of deep learning, how to construct a neural network. We have understood about the different terminologies related to the neural networks like early stopping, dropouts, right? Then optimizers, right? Then backpropagation, then epochs. We have understood everything. We have even see the implementation part of solving any classification set of predictions using the deep neural network or deep learning or neural networks. Okay, so we are supposed to follow the same lecture today. Okay, and now today we are supposed to solve the same problem for the regression task, right? So again the same thing. Okay, this is of the entire golden rule, and I am skipping these raw data problem definitions and performing EDA using the libraries, because these things you have all understood, right? So we have like following it regressively. Okay, but again I will tell you that today's problem is the regression problem. Okay, which means that this is our problem title, that I need to predict the patient blood glucose level, right? And this is the continuous value because the glucose level is a continuous value, right? It is not a classification data. So yes, it is a regression data. This is what this column that I need to predict. Okay, we are not predicting like early diabetes or non-diabetes, right? It is a regression problem, so we need to predict some numbers, right? Some numbers which is in the continuous format, right? So again, after performing all this ADI part, the same step again and again. Now let's try to understand these things, right? So we are in this step, which means that we will be choosing the neural network approach in order to solve this regression problem, right? So let's understand the model logic. The model logic is supposed to be same, that you are supposed to take one features, okay, and then you need to design a neurons. These are the neurons, your input neurons. These are the neurons is your hidden layer, okay, and this is the output neurons, which is supposed to tell you for continuous regression problem that how many glucose level does the patient have, right? And these are the back propagation and epochs. Okay, I hope already you are aware about these things. These are the activation functions, right? That in the input and the hidden layer we are supposed to use this ReLU activation function, and at the last layer we, if it is a regression problem, then we are supposed to use some linear activation function, right? Some ReLU activation function and some other activation function like TANH activation function. For classification problem, we are supposed to use the softmax activation function for multi-level classification, sigmoid activation function for binary level classification. Okay, I hope, because I have said so many times in the before lecture as well, right? Now, in order to avoid the overfitting, again, we are supposed to use the dropout and batch normalization for fast processing and dropout and early stopping for avoiding overfitting technique, right? And these are the optimizer that we are supposed to use. Okay, Adam, RMS prop, adaptive learning, momentum gradient descent. Okay, these are the optimizers. What is optimizers? Optimizers is a simple tool so that you can, while doing the back propagation, you can update your weight. Okay, and these are the loss function. Okay, in the classification problem we have used the binary cross entropy loss for our binary set of predictions 0 or 1, but here in regression problem we are supposed to use this mean squared error and mean absolute error as a judge, okay, in order to judge my model, my trained model, right? It is a loss function. Then what is the next step? Again, next step is using the TensorFlow libraries. I need to construct a neural network, right? So I have imported the TensorFlow library. Now let's try to construct the neural network. So these are the libraries that I have imported, okay, which means sequential, which is helps us to design the neural networks architecture. The dense helps us to design the dense layer. The dropout helps us to avoid the overfitting, and batch normalization helps us to do the fast processing, right? Now let's try to divide this model. Okay, let's try to do the train, test, and split part. So now what I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to first change my y value. Earlier it was y outcome value, because outcome is what we need to predict. Here I am changing the glucose because glucose is what I need to predict, right? So this is my x data, okay, and then this is my y data, right? And you can see that because it is a regression problem, so glucose is a continuous value. I hope you get it, right? Now let's do the train, test, and split part, which means I am keeping the 80% of your data in training part and 20% in your testing part, right? And this is how my train, test, split looks like. You can see that thing, right? Because now my glucose column has been missing, right? Why? Because my glucose column is what I need to predict, right? So it has to go into the y column, that is why. Okay, and this is my y train column. Similarly, my x test and then my y test, right? Now let's try to do the standard scaling part. Why standard scaling? Because I should avoid this small number and big number gap, right? That is why. So for that, I'm just using the standard scaling method. Okay, I'm just using the standard scaling functions, and I'm passing my training and testing data. Okay, this is how my standard scale data looks like. Everything data looks like in a entire family, right? Now let's try to train the model. Okay, so we are in this step. So let's try to train the model. So we will be first building our simple neural networks, right? And what we are supposed to do, again, we are calling one sequential, initializing the sequential, and then after initializing the sequential, based on my first row, how many column I have? 8 column, right? So I need to give the 8 dimension and 8 column. So if I just show you the visualization, it means I can just go, and these are my 8. So these are my 8. Okay, so this is how my simple neural network looks like, right? So I am just taking the 8 column, and in the activation function, so in this layer I am using the activation function as a railway activation function. And because it is a regression problem, so instead of using the softmax, I am using the linear, which means here, because I need to predict the continuous value, right? That is why. Again, the same thing. Okay, and again doing the optimization part, again compiling everything, which means connecting every neuron to other neuron, okay, by initializing the optimizer as well as the loss function. Okay, optimizer here also we are supposed to use this Adam optimizer, and then the loss function we are supposed to use this mean squared error loss, right? After that thing, these are the summary. And if you want to visualize these things, these are the visualization tool. You can do it, right, for in order to construct your neural network. Now let's try to make the neural network more dense. Okay, because these are just for experimental and just a showcase purpose, right? But let's try to build the neural network more dense, right? How we will be building? Again, I have the 8 inputs. These are the, let's say, the other BMI, insulin, age, diabetic functions, and other things, right? Now let's try to do in the second layer. I want this 16 such neurons. Okay, so this is how this 16 neurons looks like. So this is how my second layer, right? This is my dense layer. So I have my 8 input layer, and these are my dense layer. Now what is the next layer? Next layer I'm supposed to put 8. Okay, 8 neurons. So let's try to add the 8 neuron here. Okay, and this is how this neuron looks like. Okay, and then what is next? Next is 4. Okay, so let's try to add the 4 neuron. Simple. Okay, let's try to add the 4 neuron, and this 4 neuron looks like this. Now at the very end, I am supposed to use this 1 neuron for my output neuron, right? It should predict, right? So let's try to add the 1 more neuron here, right? And now this is how I have constructed the entire neural network. Now what will I do next? I will going to compile it, because I need to attach each and every neuron. Okay, so for that I will be using this dense neural network. Why? Because I have initialized these things into my dense neural network, right, as a sequential. So I'm just using this dense neural network dot compile, and I'm just passing the Adam optimizer, the loss function, and these matrices. Okay, and after these things, again, this is how my neural network looks like. Now our task is done. Okay, so we have constructed the neural network for our regression task. Let's try to train it, right? So for training, what we will be doing, so we will be initializing first the early stopping method. Then we will be using the early stop and put it into the training parameter. Okay, so these are this deeper neural network. What is deeper neural network? This is my entire neural network named as a deeper neural network, and I need to train it. So in order to train it, I am just calling .fit. Okay, I need to train this neural network, right? I have constructed, but for what purpose? But for training purpose. Okay, training for doing what? Training for doing the prediction. Doing for prediction for what thing? Prediction for finding out the glucose level, right? So again, for finding out the training part, and then this is how these things looks like. Okay, I am passing my X train data, then Y train data, then number of epochs I am passing, right? The batch size I am passing, and some validation split I am passing. Okay, and after training for, let's say, epochs, right, 50 epochs, this is how I am getting, right? Which means that this is the loss that I am getting, right? So which means there is a very less loss, right? Which means the accuracy should be very more, right? And then let's try to evaluate it. For evaluation, again the same thing. I will be using the mean squared error and R square, and then mean absolute error. These things we were also following into our linear regression model, decision tree regression model, or any regression task that we have followed up in the last previous lectures, right? The same thing, right? And again, this is how your data looks like. Okay, this is how your raw data looks like. And suppose if any new patient comes, okay, and he wants to predict on your trained model that what is their diabetes level, what is their glucose level. So what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to take the data, scale it down, and then pass it into this deeper neural network dot predict. Okay, and then X test scale data. Okay, this is how your data looks like. Okay, and now when you are passing these things, and if you're printing this Y predict, what you will get? You are going to get the prediction of your patient blood glucose level. Okay, see, this is the prediction of your first patient level, this is the prediction of your second patient, this is the prediction of your third patient based on the data that they have provided you. Okay, so you have built the neural network for doing the regression task in order to predict the glucose level. So yes, congratulations, you have trained your model, and again the same thing again and again. Okay, in order to avoid the overfitting, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to do the early stopping, dropout, batch normalization. These things I have told so many times in the previous lecture as well, right? And this is how you're supposed to use this batch normalization, which means, like, apart from adding the 16 layer, apart from, like, let's say adding the 16 layer, okay, I am just deactivating few of this neuron in first hidden layer, few of this neuron in second hidden layer, few of this neuron in third hidden layer. Why? Because I don't want my model to get overfit. That's why, right? So here I'm just deactivating some of this neuron here, some of this neuron in the second hidden layer, and then after third hidden layer, right? And if I just going to compile it, I am able to also train my model. Okay, and we can also plot it. So in this way, guys, you are supposed to use your neural network, the entire construction of neural network, for your regression task. I hope you get it, because these things are very easy. And yeah, let's meet to another lecture. Thank you for connecting.